Welcome to the Panic Button. I'm Nina.
I'm Jessie.
Today we're reacting to this video.
Today we're talking about whether or not leftists are annoying. You guys have your answer, I have mine. And then we're going to discuss whether or not them being annoying stops people from joining their camp. Now, I'm a former leftist myself, and I was annoying as when I was a leftist. Okay? Constantly telling people what they should think, how they should feel, being on my moral high horse about everything that I was thinking and feeling. And I know now just how annoying that was. Now, this leftist is getting a little bit of a wake-up call, although she's not picking up the phone. Okay, so let's watch the TikTok.
Yesterday, I made a video asking liberals why they don't want to move left, and overwhelmingly, the response that
Microbangs. If I had to get microbangs, not happening.
Lord Farquaad.
When I was a kid, this is a little personal story. When I was a kid, they'd give me those bangs, and I would get bullied, and I'd cry. And so microbangs. If I have to get microbangs to be on your side, I'm myself instead.
It's not a good look. Courtney Cox did not look good in that one Scream movie with the microbangs.
It's not good.
It's
Never
horrid.
good.
No.
Hate it.
I got was, anti-capitalist leftists are annoying and insufferable. Mm-hmm. What?
Can we just replay the eyebrow movement real quick on that? After saying annoying and insufferable. One more time.
Well, anti-capitalist leftists are annoying and insufferable. What? Are you sure you want to be admitting that? That's weak sauce, brother. Technically, all of your political and moral positions are correct, but I just don't like you. So, not gonna do it. Word?
What?
Even if that's just a flippant online response, that's...
First of all, we don't. People don't agree with them and think that their positions are morally correct.
Well,
and also, did you just say word? What the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't think they do, and they just say stuff like that to get you to stop talking because you are annoying and insufferable.
It's petulant as fuck. You don't want to pick up more radical positions, whether you believe in them or not, because the people who promoted them first are annoying. Yeah, I mean, it was just such a bummer we fell to fascism. It's just if the anti-capitalists had been less annoying to me, I probably would have done something.
Guys, this is almost bringing me to tears because I have PTSD of who I used to be. This is who I used to be, and this is annoying and insufferable. And I cannot believe she got through making this entire video and didn't realize what was happening in this video. Now she says the overwhelming response, overwhelming is the word she used, response that she got from liberals about not wanting to join the left or not wanting to hear out the left is that they were annoying. When you get an overwhelming response from a particular group of people, one thing you could do is completely ignore it and then play into the response, which is what she did in this video. The other thing that you could do is think about why you got an overwhelming singular answer to your question. And then look internally and go, wait a second, am I or are we annoying? And instead, she's doubling down. We're gonna watch one more TikTok.
You know how I know you've never actually organized? Because when you complain about leftists being annoying, it's yeah, we're the most annoying people on earth. It doesn't stop me from being in coalition with them. You don't join a Marxist-Leninist organization because it's a popularity contest to make friends, right? It's nice if you find friends there. That's not why you join that organization. And I'm so tired of liberals acting like they need a special liaison to court them in their favor specifically because they are the specialist little baby on planet Earth.
Okay, do you need to hear any more? Do you need any more of the soapbox? Do you need any more of the condescension from this particular leftist? No, but you'll find when you dive into wokeism and leftism that it is rife with this sort of...
Listen, if you got a haircut that makes you look like a cartoon character, I'm going to question a lot of your life choices, and I'm certainly going to be questioning your morality or your political opinions.
The bigger problem is you think that you're right, and you even admitted the reason you don't want to join radical causes, it's not because they think you're annoying that they don't want to join radical causes. They don't want to be involved in radical things that can get them arrested because that's what people like you do. You go and you infiltrate and try and start violent protests. I wouldn't want to be involved with that either. And guess what? Any radical group does that. That's what makes them so radical. So no, it's not that I don't agree with maybe some of your points. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. For example, abortion. We talk about abortions. I'm not anti-abortion. Let's say I agree with you on that. I can't say I agree with you on that because if you find out I don't agree with you on everything else, now I'm crazy and I can't be a good person. It's not about, we're changing the world.
Normal people, okay? They work full-time jobs.
Yeah.
They come home, maybe they work out, maybe they feed their pet or walk their dog.
Okay.
Some of them have kids, right? So you have you got to get a lot of stuff done in one day.
Yeah.
Where are you going to find the time to join an organization of people that you find incredibly insufferable? And why would you use this little extra time you have to be around a bunch of people like that?
Because they truly believe what I was trying to, like, they're trying to change the world with this thing. But guess what, lady? I've never seen you change the world. If you're Greta Thunberg, fine, because at least she's been all over the place. But where are you?
My point is that these are not normal people who have to deal with normal everyday struggles.
Yeah, of course not.
And work a 9 to 5. These are people who usually have family with money. They don't have to worry about normal people things.
Well, yeah,
but they'll certainly preach to them and talk down to them because they're not joining their cause.
There are definitely people who have jobs like this. It's just I think it's hard for them to maintain the jobs. Because people are so annoyed and they're so insufferable.
Because that becomes the full-time job.
I had someone at work who was like this, and we happened to be open 24/7, and she literally had just started there, and she was like, why don't we get rid of the night shift?
For you?
Just for her, because she didn't want to do it. So
because they're arrogant. They think the world revolves
she who identified
around
as
them.
they, them, did not want to do it.
They think the world revolves around them. They could tell people what to do and they'll listen because they think they're the smartest person in the room. That makes them the dumbest people alive.
Yeah.
It really does. It proves the point that these people are actually retarded.
Definitely.
And not in the clinical sense.
Then we'd feel bad for them.
In the you're a dumb shit sense.
Sorry, that's wrong. I'd feel like it's bad to make fun of someone who is actually mentally
I'm
delayed.
saying in the dumb shit sense, they're retarded.
Yes.
Not in the clinical sense.
Yes.
No, they're actually smarter than these people.
That's what I'm saying.
Posturing with this sort of annoyed, morally superior, sitting on my high ground individual who wants to talk down at you every single time they get the opportunity. Now, there were people who tried to jump into this girl's comment section and let her know the different issues they have with the left. And you'll just have to see what her responses were.
Just because leftists are so damn annoying. Let's take a look. Justin said they're not a leftist because liberals believe in a constitutional government, individual rights, free markets, and the rule of law over the mob. The reason I would never be a leftist is because what people usually mean when they say that is Marxist socialism, communism, and that is far too authoritarian and violent for my taste. Can someone point out where Justin said it's because leftists are annoying? Anybody? Well, let's see what OP responded. Me, when I don't know what I'm talking about, but I confidently spout propaganda. So, Juicy Crone here, and your response was to be dismissive. Here's another response that has nothing to do with being annoying. I mean, I feel like I am a leftist, but I kept being told by Puritan leftists that I'm a liberal. At this point, I just call myself a progressive social democrat. It's not puritanical to correct someone on a literal definition. Jesus fucking Christ.
So there we go. People actually gave good reasons for why they don't support the left, and still she's being what? Annoying.
Nuts.
And I want to go into the point of her original
Nuts,
video.
yeah.
What someone might mean when they say, I can't support you guys because you're annoying. Or I felt maybe a drive to hear you out, but you're too annoying. Now I can hear a response like that and understand why somebody might say, you can't have whether or not you're annoyed be the baseline for your moral compass or your values. But what is somebody really saying when they say the left is annoying?
Well, this is the problem, is they can't actually explain to them these things, because when they do, you see the type of responses they get. So it's just very simple to say, I can't stand being around you, you're annoying, you're insufferable, like I would rather peel off my own skin than be in a room with you.
I think that when people say that you're annoying, it's not even talking about the left. They're probably talking about you.
It's just trying to avoid.
Because if you're just talking about regular, I interact with people. I work in a retail setting. I interact with people daily, and I've talked politics with left, very extreme right, and in the middle. If you are just explaining and saying your piece and asking for other opinions, you're not that annoying now, are you? If you're just saying this is what I believe in, you're not annoying. But if you're acting like it's a battle to the friggin' death over it, like you're gonna die tomorrow because of capitalism.
It won't be a conversation, it'll be a preach session, because they believe they're right and you're wrong. So they don't want to hear your opinion. They don't want to hear your opinion.
Because they also treat it like it's gonna happen, like we're going to war over this.
Why would I listen to you stupid people talk about your stupid opinions when they're not morally correct, you dumbass? That's how they talk to people.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy.
Now, again, as a former leftist, in analyzing my former self and thinking about the word annoying, it means so much more than just the word itself. I'm thinking about the condescension, the not being curious, the moral superiority, the authoritarian and totalitarian way in which so many leftists move through the world, and how I move through the world as a leftist, policing people's language, their actions, the things that they were thinking and feeling in an almost cult-like way, where you had to toe every bit of the line of the ideology that I had, or you were out of the group. Now, all of those things are annoying. And while I wanted people to think like me and be like me and just believe what I believed, I didn't really have a life that was worthy of that bit of aspiration. Who wants life advice, moral advice, value advice from a group of people who annoy them? I don't know about you guys, but I don't often take advice from people that when I look at their life, I don't want to live.
And who are hypocritical. They're not only annoying, but their logic isn't logic. It's so hypocritical. Everything they do, say, how they act, it all is. There's no point. Why would you join a group when you're just going to jump into a fucking dumpster fire of crazy people? Like, the ship is sinking. No one likes them except for them. And even they don't like some of the people in their group because they, didn't do something
When you're
or they
picking
ate healthy once.
When you're picking out exact definitions because someone wants to be on your side, that also deters people from wanting to join your side.
Yeah.
Someone who does agree with everything you have to say, but has like one or two differences, now you're completely casting them aside as someone else who doesn't belong in the group. It's self-deletion.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. That's what they're doing.
You could have this group that could have mostly the same ideas and
Yeah.
be fighting for those same ideas.
Yeah.
But instead, because this person doesn't think exactly like you, you're going to kick them aside, talk down to them, and treat them like crap. It's more than annoying. It's honestly disrespectful as can be. It shows how much you don't respect the political environment that you're in.
I mean, they're chipping away at their own group, bit by bit, person by person. And the less people you have, the more power you lose.
Yes.
So in order for them to feel like they have more power, they have to grow increasingly more and
Annoying.
more annoying and violent,
Yeah, it's sad.
loud and obnoxious.
It's really sad, honestly. Like, disgustingly sad because we have to deal with it.
That life. I don't want to feel how they feel, and I don't want to continue to feel the way that they're making me feel when I'm around them. It's annoying. And just in case this message isn't landing, let me show you some examples. And again, I'm saying this with love and compassion as somebody who used to be one of those people and recognizes just how problematic that actually was. And I understand deeply when people say I don't fuck with you because you're annoying. Okay, let's watch video number 1. It seems like a leftist is always on a soapbox. Let's hear it.
A lot of white people in my comment section right now saying I'm too woke, too woke. So for the people who are saying I'm too woke, I want you to know this. Your wokeness is most likely a performance, a virtue signal. You were sold a narrative that you could be liberal, but within the confines of the structure, that you could awaken so long as you didn't discover certain things, so long as you didn't eat the apple. And now you look stupid because as you meet ride white supremacy and patriarchy in order to cherry pick specific aspects for your convenience and for
Where's
your benefit,
fascism?
you are doing everybody else a disservice around you. The people who created
Just
It's
get
a
away
lot.
from me. Just stop. Shut it off. Where's the off button?
used all the-
Everything is a speech.
She used all the keywords too. She started off with white.
But it also still didn't
You're
quite make sense.
white.
It also
You
still
are
didn't make
white.
sense because if you're going based on the structure of racism, you have to go on they are one race versus another race system. So yes, you are. If you are so stuck in the system, then yes, you are built on the confine that you are white.
Yeah, these are the same people that are like, the best countries on the planet, they're the ones who embrace communism and socialism. Oh, you mean the white countries?
The white-dominated countries.
How interesting and hypocritical of you once again.
They don't know what they say.
Because they're two.
Everything is a lesson, always talking down, which you would have to do if you view yourself as being on a moral high ground in comparison to everyone around you. I was like that, gave it up. Luckily, if it's not the soapbox that I think every leftist needs to step down from, it is the us versus them mentality that is just interwoven in everything that they think and feel. And when you live your life and you go, what you just said about that particular group of people doesn't really align with my experience, they hop back on the soapbox. Let's watch.
White people are the only group of people who will label you the aggressor because you refuse to let them disrespect you.
These hasty generalizations and moral judgments and the categorization of people into certain groups based off of superficial identity characteristics
nails were a
is
lot, too.
annoying. Moving on, a lot of times these people are really loud, violent. They're screaming their point at you rather than trying to have a conversation in which they're curious about your set of beliefs and where you're
don't
coming
care.
from and
No, they
why
don't.
you're coming from that stance. Let's watch.
I am so f***ing tired of white men cosplaying the apocalypse. The only f***ing reason why we needed the goddamn Voting Rights Act in the first place is because of white men. I don't care that you don't f***ing see the value in it. Neither did your great-grandfather. And that's the f***ing reason we have it.
oh yeah, let me hear more about your group and their set of beliefs.
Oh, they
Do you have
sound
any of this
lovely.
written on maybe a pamphlet that I can take home to peruse and be curious about? And if they're not on a soapbox talking down to you or pitting you against somebody or screaming at you or being violent, they're being pseudo-intellectuals. Let's watch.
I don't want to hear the word matriarchy out of a white woman's mouth.
Oh my God.
Because your version of matriarchy is not matriarchy. It is repackaged patriarchy because you won't confront your own white supremacy.
You guys want to hear more? There's always an issue. There's always a problem. There's always something.
I'm sure you and your Italian family had a matriarchy.
Yeah, my old great-grandmothers.
Me and my Hispanic family, which anyone would know from a Hispanic family, is a matriarchy almost always.
You know what they are? They're trans smart.
They identify as smart.
They identify as smart, but they are not. No matter how much they try to gussy themselves up to look smart, it ain't happening. It's the same repeated shit. It's just repeated words constantly. Patriarchy, and whiteness, and racism, and Nazi, and it's the same stuff over. It's like, y'all are on repeat.
They got
dull.
one script.
Yeah, it's, it really proves the point that these people are not creative at all, not even in their thinking, not even in their speech. There's no creativity. It's all just bah.
Well, you want to fit the cookie cutter, so you're letting the group.
They're just lambs. They're leading themselves to slaughter.
Yeah, they're
really
so
dumb.
Thing to fight about or fight against. And again, they have to constantly signal that they understand the issue more than you do, and they're in fact morally superior in comparison to you. They consistently understand something that I guess you don't, and then when you dive into it, it happens to all be based off of.
Well, see, the difference is that their moral, what they define as moral, and their moral scale is like not actually morality and is not the moral scale.
Well, because they don't have
It's
morals.
the opposite.
Their morals are so subjective. That's the problem. Their morals are don't steal from me, but if I want to steal from you, that's okay because I want it. It's a selfish moral system. You don't have morals when you're selfish.
Exactly. You just
You don't
identify
express
as
them.
having morals.
You can identify as having morals all you want, but you don't express them. You can be anti-theft, but to steal from someone that you're close with or whatever the case is, that does not mean that you are anti-theft. You're actually pro-theft.
Exactly.
Of, I don't know, your skin color or your gender or your sexual orientation, a lot of things that they're just making up at this point, that can feel annoying. And when you try to have normal conversation with some of these individuals, which is one of the foundational experiences of our human existence, you can't do it because it's full of self.
She just said a double negative. She just said having a normal conversation with them.
Yeah.
That's impossible. Normal does not mesh with them.
It'd be a single negative then, no?
Censorship or censoring and policing other people, trying not to offend one another, defending yourself when you do offend somebody, and again, trying to prove that you are morally superior. Here's an example.
Bad behavior. Sorry, I think it's giving it's giving AAVE. Yep. Okay. So we're just going to try to remove that from our vocabulary. Pretty easy. You are showcasing fan behavior.
For those of you that don't understand what just happened in that clip, she said the phrase, it's giving, a common slang term being used by young people right now. She thought to herself, is that a phrase that only black people should be able to say because black people created it? She then Googled that, confirmed it, and is now taking the phrase out of her vocabulary so as not to offend black people. I could keep going with example after example after example of why this ideology is annoying, but I think it's better to talk about why it being annoying means so much more than just it makes me feel weird. Being deeply annoyed by these people in this case means more about them and what they believe than it means anything about you. Because
already said that.
Conservatives, right-leaning people of all different ideologies that can be annoying, but there's something particular about the Western leftist. And I say that as somebody who was one and has experienced being an organizer in these groups, but has also been on the other end of it and experienced leftists from that perspective. These people are getting this particular bit of feedback for a reason. And I would think that if a bunch of people told me today that I was super annoying, that I would look internally and try to figure out why the fuck I'm so annoying. And I think in this video, we've identified a lot of why this particular group of people feels a bit annoying to be around. And instead of this girl pausing for a moment, taking a breath and doing a little bit of self-reflection, she's in fact giving us more of exactly what we're talking about. And I'll go even further than that. This is what happens when your political and social beliefs are not necessarily grounded in reality. You kind of have to force them upon people through different manipulation tactics like screaming and violence.
These people are the exact same people who are in therapy. And when you go to therapy, you're supposed to figure out what your issues are so you can fix them. But since these people can't do that, I'm assuming their therapy sessions consist of about political stuff and the people they don't agree with and how they're wrong and they're the victim.
Remember how I told you I had
Good money. It's a good way to make money if you're a therapist.
Remember how I told you and you that I had an ex who identified as non-binary? I was actively in therapy. She said she was seeking out therapy, so I helped find the therapist she went to through a friend of mine. Every time she'd come back, she'd be like, I love therapy. It's like venting to my best friend.
There you go.
Her therapist asked to bring me in at one point. Obviously, we broke up, but before, asked to bring me in. And she literally said it felt like the therapist and I were ganging up on her. The long and short of it is the therapist stopped responding to her. Mm-hmm. I still think, her name was Kim, I still think Kim was a great therapist. I think she was probably a better therapist than anyone else out there because if you gave up on her, you were probably right. She didn't want to fix the problems.
The therapist gave up on her?
Yeah. And she was, I feel bad. I feel bad that I brought her to her because I thought maybe...
You just saved that therapist a lifetime of therapy.
Well, I feel like I gave her some, that's why I feel bad. Like, I was just trying to be productive in the moment I was in, and I was like, oh, she helped this person a lot. She should help you. But you don't want the help.
They don't.
That's the thing. And that's
They're right. Don't you understand? When you were always right, you don't need help.
When I sat there in the office with her therapist, and me all there, and I actively heard the words, it feels like both of you are ganging up on me. Mm-hmm. And the therapist had to say, we're not. We're asking you questions. It was crazy. It also felt good to hear that someone who's a professional agreed I wasn't crazy.
Another reason why they are all in therapy is because they have no friends, because they are annoying, so they have to pay someone to listen to them.
That's very true.
Yes.
But I also think they make up their trauma just to get attention.
They want to feel important.
They make up things, or they say things in a way where you can't doubt it. I think this happened.
Yeah. They convince themselves that there was a trauma that happened that never happened, so they can be more special.
Victimized.
Yeah. In their group of people.
For me,
violence and condescension and speaking down, which is why leftism so often appears in this way. Instead of asking people to adopt your values based on their merit, you're telling them that they just simply should believe what you believe because that would make them a good person. Guys, those are my thoughts on this TikTok. I thought this was an interesting...
No, it'll make you an annoying person. Don't do it.
Just honestly, just continue to watch what you watch, listen to what you listen to. If you have someone annoying in your life who's trying to push politics down your throat, be dismissive of it. Believe what you believe. Listen to facts and what you think is true. And that's really what it comes down to. And if someone says you're annoying because you're politics, it's not because you're politics. You're annoying.
Like and subscribe, everyone. Join our memberships to keep this channel going. Comment below, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.